Okay, so today we are going to start from a standard Turnabot kit. So if you order a blue overthrow or slammer, this is what comes in your kit. You'll have your plastics, you'll have a plow, you'll have some other things like that. But what we're going to start with in this lesson is the harness itself. So getting ready to cut, trim, strip, flux, and solder your entire wiring harness. So maybe some zip ties you can set aside. There's our blue tack that we can use for work holding. You'll have your 20 self-tapping screws. This is all of the wiring harnesses or wiring connectors that come with it. Have your tires, your Malinky. So the Malinkies will be in the small static bag. And what you'll notice on the Malinky is on the front side, you have, let's see if we can get that into focus. So you can see your PWR plus and minus. And the 2 plus rings are joined, so you can use that for power distribution, where you'll put the red or the B plus into one of those, and then you can use the other one to feed the servo or brushless ESC. Same thing with the negatives. You'll be powering the Malinky through one of these 2 holes, either one, and the other one can be used to power the brushless ESC or the servo. And you'll also notice that you have your R for right side drive, L for left side drive, and W for weapon. So these are 3 brushed motor drivers. On the normal Malinkys, each of these drivers is technically rated at 1.8 amps. In testing, they're usually between 2 and 2.2 amps, and they have a overcurrent protection, or OCP. But that overcurrent protection means if they're asked to do more, it won't burn up. It'll just turn it off, and it retries every 1 millisecond. So it'll sing a 1 kilohertz song. So again, right side drive, left side drive, and brush weapon. These 2 PWM pads are, that PWM is pulse width modulation. So you can use, these would go out to as signal to either your servo or a brushless ESC. The Malinkys have all of the connectors duplicated on the back. So you have the same pair of PWM pads, and they're labeled back here, W2 and W3. So that's weapon 2 and weapon 3. And same thing, right side drive, the solder rings go straight through. So you can solder to either side. You do want to be aware that these are your 2 LEDs. So you want to have those visible if you're going to use that for a power light, or if you just want to be able to see it to tell the status. So that's our Malinky. And your motors will be wrapped up nicely. The standard kits all come with 1650 RPM and 10s. So there's one of those. And the other one. So there's our 2 drive motors. Also in here will be servo. Standard kits are KSTs. We'll have our 1.5 millimeter hex driver. We'll have our 300 milliamp hour LiPo battery. Yours will most likely actually have a nice fancy case on it. We'll get that into it in one of the next videos. And you will also have your switch and an aluminum rod and a paper clip. So for anybody doing a full kit, or anybody soldering their own starting from the standard kit, we do strongly suggest that you have a pair of flush cutters, as well as some decent needle nose and a file. And having a quick stripper is also really nice to have. So all of these are available on the website, turnabot.com, as extras. A lot of people already have them, but if you don't have these tools yet, you will probably, they're well worth getting and having on hand to do something like this. So we'll go ahead and get our motor connectors out so we've introduced everything. So this is the servo connector. Servos are all signal, power, and ground. Some servos are white, red, black, but everything that we do will be yellow, red, brown. And again, that's signal, power, and ground. Our battery connector, standard JST. So we'll be cutting that to length. And then these are our motor connectors, and they actually, we'll be using both ends of these sort of separately. So the small end will end up being soldered to the motor itself. The other end, which will be on a much longer tail, will go to the Malenki. So you'll have two of those. So again, that's everything that comes in a pre-soldered, or sorry, in a standard Turnabot kit.